Good morning. This is Hassan Mahmood in a beautiful morning on 13th December 2018 in my sweet home city, Toronto. This is one of the most crucial speeches I'm going to deliver in few minutes. I'll tell you how we can successfully confront the issue of radical Islam that is troubling the whole world today. Now the time is, this is a dollar store watch, 12:30. Why I am showing this clock to you, I'll tell you later. And this I am saying as an insider of our struggle, Muslim struggle against radical Islam. Insider means I had the privilege of being associated as a foot soldier and as committee members of quite a few Reformist, progressive Muslim organizations in the world. This I have been experiencing for many years, nearly 2 decades. From around 2000 to 2010, we made spectacular progress in our social canvas, political canvas of North America, in the fields of media, politics, social communications, writings, conferences, interviews, etc. And we made our presence felt everywhere. And we successfully confronted radical Islam everywhere. One example is the Canadian Sharia Code. That was the very first Sharia Code in the whole Western world. And the Sharia Code was protected by local law, our Ontario law of Canada. It ran for 14 years successfully, protected by Canadian law. And then we came to know about it. We jumped into a movement against it, because as Muslims we know that what Sharia Code does to humanity and especially to Muslim women. And the movement was led by Muslim Canadian Congress. I had the opportunity to be its director of Sharia law at that time. And the Canadian Council of Muslim Women, CCMW, was with us. And also a secular organization led by Iranian women, the International Campaign Against Canadian Sharia Code. And we successfully eliminated Sharia Code forever after struggling for long. There lies the importance of Muslims being in the forefront in the war against radical Islam. The point is, for last 10 years or so, we are never idle like this needle of the clock. It's always doing something, walking. We walked. But like this needle, for last few years, we are rotating in the same circle. Media, politics, conferences, books, seminars, writings. But one crucial battlefront of the world we never effectively addressed. That is the theological construct of radical Islam. The theological construct of radical Islam ultimately boils down to an Islamic state run by Sharia law. That has been effectively dismantled, destroyed by many Muslim scholars. They have written volumes of books full with scholarships, wisdom, and references from Islamic scriptures, but we never used those. Some books are here. A Battle for the Soul of Islam. Another one is Towards Our Reformation. From legalism to value-oriented Islamic law and Jurisprudence, Dr. Farooq. The previous book was by Dr. Judy Jasser. This book is one of the most important books in the world in this battlefield toward an Islamic reformation by Dr. Abdullah An-Naim. This book is another milestone, Women and the Quran by Anwar Hikmat. This is another robust book full of scholarship. The Challenge of Fundamentalism, Political Islam and New World Disorder by Dr. Bassam Tibi. Chasing a Mirage. Mirage is what? The illusion, the tragic illusion of an Islamic state. And see this big book? The Illusion of an Islamic State, written by Nahdlatul Ulama, the biggest Muslim organization of the world, created by scholars, run by scholars. They are claiming that the conception of Islamic State, which is necessarily run by Sharia law, is an illusion. Nahdlatul Ulama. This is a fantastic book, From Gemitude to Democracy by Quilliam. It shows how Muslim societies evolved with Sharia law towards modernism. But recently, for many reasons, Muslims went back to Sharia law again, the historic Sharia law. Muslims must know that they have been brutally deceived by the political interpretation of the scriptures. The deception can be removed, can be shown to Muslims, and they will know that even if we like the present world order, which there are many reasons to dislike the present world order. Trust me, like everybody else, I am also very disturbed. But the Sharia law-based Islamic State is not a solution. It's not a divine alternate. It is just the opposite. Sharia law could never brought justice to human society, hardly. This book is also important. Muslims must know that even in 9th century, Muslims objected to using hadiths and other things to create social justice because it failed. At the end, I will show you 2 books. Why these books are important? Because these books contain the seed, the weapons of effectively defeating radical Islam. And radical Islam cannot face the wisdom and references and knowledge contained in these books. This is my book, in a sense, but trust me, I am only a compiler. 80% or mostly this book is a compilation of the knowledge and the weapon against radical Islam from these books. The name is, it is in my language, Bangla, Sharia ki bole amra ki kori, means what Sharia says, what we do. And there is an Islamic version also, how Shariaism hijacked Islam. Shariaism is a political manifesto, actually, to govern the whole world in the name of divinity. This is also a compilation of the wisdom and knowledge. So using these books in the battlefield can ensure our victory against this world menace created by political version of Islam. Lest we forget, the word Sharia occurs in the Quran only in 3 places. Surah Maida 48, Surah Ghasiyah 18, and Surah Ashura 13. And the meaning of Sharia is not state law. If you Google the Arabic of state law, you know what you will find? You will find the Arabic of state law is Qanun. Qanun was never used in the Quran. So Sharia is not Qanun. God said, I am giving you Sharia. Sharia literally means the path created on the sand by the animals going to flowing water. That is salvation. Water, going to water is salvation in desert. So it's not state law. So transforming the meaning of the Quranic word Sharia from salvation, path of salvation, to political state law was one of the first major betrayal to the Quran done by Muslims. We understood it, we understand it, and that is why the Sharia-based Islamic State, Sharia laws, many Sharia laws are good. There are Sharia books I can show you. But whenever it comes down to non-Muslims or women, it is brutally against human rights and Islamic values. That is the clue I gave you. Now, if you can contact any reformist Muslim leaders in America, in Canada, in elsewhere in the world, and you will get the details. Let us start from here using the most effective weapon from these books in the battlefront of theological construct of radical Islam. Thank you.